All right, welcome in XRP fans. It is September 22nd, 9:22 p.m. CST. Want to do a quick little update again and just I tell y'all what, it's truly amazing looking at some of these YouTube channels and you see hundreds of thousands of viewers, whether they're legit or paid for, who knows, and it's really just garbage and it's meme coin garbage. It's just nothing that's very constructive or valuable. And it kind of blows my mind because then here, I'm slowly growing, and I truly appreciate everyone that's subscribing in the last week or two. If you go back and look at the videos, I would let you decide for yourself of whether you should subscribe or not. Some of the stuff you may want to keep to yourself because it can be pretty valuable. But it's just amazing how a channel like this that has something truly original, something I developed over 2 to 3 years to identify and help identify opportunity zones in crypto and equities. Um, and looking at the videos of late, you can see that we absolutely nailed it, and we continue to do that. I do this for my own portfolio, and I share this information with my community for free, just because I want to, not because I have to. And I'm trying to build a community that obviously loves XRP, but just loves crypto in general. So if you do, go back and look at the videos. If I'm worthy, please like, share, subscribe. If you don't think so, then maybe I can change your mind over time. But what I want to do real quick is look at a short I put out the other day, well, like literally yesterday, the day before, talking about the XRP implosion, leverage liquidations, and we'll come back and look at the chart that you see on the screen, and I'll talk through it, where it stands today. But just take a look at this real quick. And sorry you got to look at my ugly mug, but it's a quick short. So here we go.
All right, XRP fans, I have to do it. Jason, TCP Super System. XRP is 292. Go back and look at the video this morning. There it is, falling below the lower end of the uptrend. Standard deviation is getting weak. It's in the lower extremes. It's going to drag it down. And look at here. Leverage liquidation at the price of 292, wiped out $205 million. It's going to keep on potentially going down to 270. It's going to wipe out hundreds of millions of dollars before the biggest bull run in XRP history with the ETF approvals. Tried to warn you. Go back and look at the video. Like, share, subscribe. You won't be disappointed. None of it.
There we go. Good enough. So let's look at where we are today. And actually, before we even do that, I want to show you that liquidation map. Make sure y'all can see that. Let me scale in here. It's truly crazy. It's remarkable. Here is the bottom right here. Roughly, what is that? 267? 267. And I basically said 270. And actually, in some of my other videos, I think I actually said 260 to 270. It's a pretty awesome hit there. I mean, and literally wiped out all these bright green areas. Obviously, are highly leveraged areas, which is typically where price action navigates toward. Then the whales come in and scoop it up, and then you'll start getting some new highs. And you can see, look how fast. I mean, one candle wiped out hundreds of millions of dollars, ruined how many thousands of people's chances at making a lifetime fortune, possibly. Of course, I'm just a guy on the internet. I don't know anything. I'm not a financial advisor. None of it's financial advice. So, but I can share my insights with you, and that's just truly remarkable. It hit 267, 268, bounced all the way straight back up to like 280. And currently we're sitting at 282 as of 9/22/2025. And I want to show you, and if you go back and look at some of the full-length videos, I actually said it would likely come down between this 100-day moving average, which is that blue line, and the 200-day moving average represented by the white line. And sure hell enough, it did. So a good, I mean, that's, again, it's just one of those opportunity zones. If you know how the game is played, and then looking back at our lines, you can see this is where that right here was right where that video was made. and then bam, that night down it went. Um, Now the question is, you can see here, if you watch our videos, a couple things to note here. And I'm going to zoom in just a bit here. Let's see if we can get this a little bigger for you. All three of these hot sensors, they're actually getting weaker. All three of them are. And we're close to crossing over. Well, we have crossed over on one to the downside of that midline. Crossing over as of right now on the midterm, and then the longer term is obviously going to take a little bit longer. But if those scale down some more, which is very possible because looking at our standard deviation methodologies, when this white line, that's the fast line, when it gets down in these extremes and maintains that, that can kind of trend sideways to a little bit lower over time. Unless this thing pops quickly back up to these extremes on the upside, this thing could stay down. So I think this could be really, I'm going to be looking at it as an opportunity to continue accumulating. Like I said, we don't personally, I don't sell my XRP. I do add to it when the times are right and those opportunity zones appear. Certainly that was one, and I can probably tell you, I'm not going to tell you exactly how much we hold, but I would be willing to bet we're in the top 1% of wallets of XRP. If not, probably 1.5%. But I'm trying to see what my thoughts are right now going forward. And if we look at that leverage chart, I mean, there's not a whole lot left down there. And that's roughly that 260 to 266. I mean, we could see a double pop here if they really want to wipe out everything, but that's not really highly leveraged area. So, I mean, will it do that? It could. Um, but again, we do have some high leverage up here. So I would be more inclined to say it would probably go higher to the 320s. But it could double pop down. And if we look at back of the chart, we're kind of, again, this isn't where you would want to be trading any kind of crypto here. I mean, I have no signals in terms of my diamonds or anything that would tell me, hey, this might be a great opportunity. Because, like, for example, looking back, you can see where we get these diamonds, it tends to pop. Same thing on the upside. When we start getting diamonds, it may be time to scale out based on some of these other things along with it. But if, again, until this white line can get back to these extremes, you might can see some just little choppiness. And eventually, I mean, we could hit 254, 257, which would be our 200-day support. If it does that right before the ETFs, I mean, that could be a good time. So we'll have to watch that. But certainly we'll see what happens next. We are right at support on this 100-day moving average, so we'll see if it can hold at roughly 282. But I want you to see that. And again, make your own decisions. The system signals my interpretations and logic. They're not advice. They're not recommendations to buy or sell. The actions I take may not be suitable for you. I don't know your risk objective or your risk tolerances or investment objectives. We're not advisors, so take that with a grain of salt. And hopefully you'll continue to enjoy this content that we put out. We can actually, tell you what, do a little bonus coverage. I'm sitting here kind of relaxed tonight. Let's see if there's anything else worth talking about here. Let's look at some Cardano, and they're all probably going to look basically the same. And if you look at those leverage charts, it's truly remarkable. I mean, it's just, they took it all out. It's pretty nasty. And Ethereum. I do want to show you Ethereum. Look at Ethereum. So brutal. This is going to be the monthly. Look at this. Should be illegal. So just a couple days ago, we're sitting here at 4,464. That is highly leveraged positions, ladies and gentlemen. You can see by the color. Dropped low enough below that to take it all out in just a couple candles, really one candle. And now we're right back up. And that's typically the way it works. That's why we always shy far, far, far away from using leverage. you don't have the money, probably wouldn't do it. But that's just me. Again, you do your own thing. But yeah, so we'll see where that goes. I'd be willing to bet that one probably moves higher. I don't really know how much. There's not really anything else to take out. It could go to 4,000 maybe, but that's very, very little leverage. Do have some up here around the 47, 4,800 level to watch. So we'll see if it can pump back up that high. Let's see what else we got here today. Let's go to H bar. Nice little drop. And they're all going to look the same. I mean, they're all going to, the charts themselves will look pretty similar. So I don't necessarily need to go through that 400 times tonight. But, Clean Spark. Again, if you go back and look at some of my recent videos, Clean Spark is where we put a nice little bit of capital. So let's see how it's doing. So here's a good one. All right, so Clean Spark, if you go back and look, we got in at 1026, which is on this red candle that day, which was September 15th. So 7 days ago. And now we're at 1374 as of close today. Now, I don't know if it'll hold or not, but at the market close today, the post market, it was up, I think it was 14 or 15 and change. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. And if I saw something, if I recall on LinkedIn, I think Trump's gonna be making a speech tomorrow. So that I don't know if that's crypto based or not. I didn't really look at the article, but if that's the case, it could have a positive impact on the markets. But we'll see, or negative. But yeah, that pops to 15. That's basically a 50% return in a week. Not too bad, and it's all because of the system that we did that. And we'll see where we go from here on CleanSpark, which is obviously a Bitcoin proxy. But again, sorry to make this a long one. Usually they're much shorter. If you have any crypto or equities you want us to put through the TCP Super System, please feel free to put them in the comments. Can't promise I'll get to them, but I will try. If you find our content in the previous videos something that provides value or insight, consider liking, sharing, subscribing. We certainly appreciate all of you. And we love our XRP community out there. And best trading. We'll see you in the next one. Appreciate you.